Hi everyone. In this video, I will be reviewing the Dyson Purifier Cool Tower Fan that I purchased about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. I will do my very best to keep this very short, simple for you. But a big reason that I'm doing this review is I will be taking a look at the data that it comes available as far as air quality in your home today and checking what the stats look like. And a big reason for that is if you live in the Midwest, specifically Wisconsin or Illinois, and if you've been outside or looked outside already, you're fully aware that we have this pretty nasty haze. Currently, if you go ahead and take a look at weather apps on your phone, you'll notice that we have horrible air quality right now. If you were following the news and saw some pictures that were coming in from New York specifically a couple weeks ago, you'll see that the picture that they were showing, it was almost apocalyptic, super orange, and all of that was the smoke that was coming down from the crazy Canadian wildfires that have been happening, and they're saying that that has now come our way. And it's going to be lingering for some time. So they're saying if you do not need to be outside, don't go outside, or at least limit your exposure to the elements outside. Close your doors and windows, and if you have any air purifiers, go ahead, set them up. If you don't have any and you're able to afford one, purchase one. Like any other situation, like when we went through COVID, things were flying off the shelf. So if you're able to find one, please do so. But I want to see, what does that look like in your home? So if you have an air purifier that does not provide you that data, I want to show you what it looks like right now in my house so that you're fully aware of what's happening. I haven't taken a look at it, but I've done some research just by owning air purifiers since my son was born, because he has horrible asthma, an allergy reaction, and been in and out of the hospital because of it. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what the data is rating on my tower and give you a full honest review. I will say I'm not a doctor, for those that know me. So this is just my full review and experience so far that I've had with the Dyson. This is not a paid sponsorship, although I would love that. This is just, completely honest. We're going to go through the data first before I give you some more info on the tower itself, but we'll go ahead and give you some of the information with this. So this is a fan, but also purifier tower. It's called Dyson Purifier Cool Formaldehyde, and that really stood out to me when I saw what the model was specific to. And one piece of that is the formaldehyde. I wasn't aware of it. I never really monitored it throughout these years when I made decisions in purchasing a purifier, but I've never seen one out there before in the past. And apparently formaldehyde is found in more of the newer products. The way that they tend to word it is more of modern, brand new household items such as carpet rugs, even the flooring, specific this type of flooring, any newer buildings, apartment complexes, businesses. So it's something to take a look at, because it's what ends up coming out from a lot of these household items. So some of the features as far as data go in here, let me go ahead and stop the movement of it so we can go ahead and read the data. And then again, like I said, I'll give you more info on the actual tower itself. So it does give you current humidity level, which is 52. It gives you the temperature in the room. So again, whenever I've done looked at the data on here on a daily basis, so it's going to be color coded. It'll be green, yellow, red. Red being, poor air quality, or something is found in the air that it's capturing and reading. I've never seen it in red. I barely have ever seen it in a yellow, and that's specific to the PM10, and I'll go into detail on that. But whenever I look at my weather app and it shows that for those who have allergies, there's a lot of pollen in the air, that's when I kind of see a little bit of a change in the data here. But honestly, in a month and a half to 2 months, it's always been in the green and positive number. So I'm really curious to see what it's reading. I'm kind of more afraid than anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and share that. So right now it's giving me the humidity levels. It's giving me the filter. It's gonna show green. I don't need to change the filter. It's still good. Oh wow. That's poor air quality. I've never seen it at that level. Sorry about Nala. That's a 24-hour air quality. You see, it's in the red. It's since I disconnected and brought it over to the living room, it's not giving me a full 24-hour view. That's not good. Okay, so it's horrible. It's absolutely not good. All right, so the PM, what you're gonna see, the PM 2.5, what those are is actually a size. It's microns. So this is 2.5 microns. It's considered to be fine particles. It's pollutants that you're going to find in the air. So that number is a size. So when you're looking for air purifiers, you're always looking for the smallest particle size that it's going to be able to capture it, right? So the fact that it has that rating, and again, just by doing research all these years, I already know that anything below a 12 is fairly healthy. Those are the numbers you want. Anything above a 12 is poor air quality, and it's catching a lot of stuff in the air. That's clearly not a good number to have. So it's pretty crazy to see that. They usually say anything 35 or above is really bad. So if you, again, have an air purifier at home, I highly suggest that you start turning it on. The next level is a larger size, but again, they're really small particles. This is the one that I usually read when it comes to Adhan, when it tells me that, poor air quality for those who have asthma outside. Again, I've only seen it on that first yellow, never at this one. And again, just by research, and I do suggest you do your own research when you're looking into this, but anything reading close to about 80 or above is considered poor quality. We really don't even want it getting near that. And there you go, it just changed to an 80. I'm not changing it, I promise. It's doing it on its own. So not good air quality currently in the house. The next reading, this is a formaldehyde reading. So we're good to go at that level. The VOCs, it stands for volatile organic compounds. This is pretty much what would be the hazardous material that's in air quality. So we're good there. The next one is going to be your nitrogen dioxide. That's like the gaseous air pollutants. Again, this is more of the industrial gases, but also what comes, out of your car. So if you have an attached garage, you always want to have something in your house that's going to be able to read, if there's any nitrogen dioxide in your home. Also very invisible gas, but a lot of it, if you live in an area like I do, which is, on a busy street, I have a lot of companies around here, but just living in a major city also, it's gases that are in the air, and it usually comes from, the burning of oil, gas, coals, and burn them at high temperatures, and that's why they call them industrial gases. So we're good there. And the next is the temperature. So not good readings. Goes to show that whatever is going on outside is coming into your home. And I do have my windows and doors closed to the elements. So even with that said, and the fact that I've had this on pretty much 24/7 for the last month and a half to 2 months, it goes to show, it's not the healthiest in here. So I'm really happy that I have this. As far as my personal review, I'm in love with this tower. I've owned air purifiers since Adhan was born. Again, I mentioned it's because of his asthma, allergies, and now that we have a dog. To the point where we barely have carpeting. I really only have one piece of carpeting. and have always had just one piece of carpeting, and really do my best to keep the air quality as healthy as we have control over, right? This fan specific is a fan and air purifier. I love the safetiness behind it. So if you have children visiting or you have children at the home, it's completely bladeless, fully on. You could touch it, nothing happens. Children are fully safe. I love the tower. I love the sleek look to it. If you are familiar with Dyson, you're also familiar with the price tags are pretty hefty. But to be honest, it's worth every penny. The reason behind that is I've always had to buy multiple purifiers. So when I go ahead and do my numbers, 2 air purifiers or 3 that I've had in the home is pretty much the exact same as one. Unfortunately, I've always had to buy more because the air purifiers that I've purchased were good for about 400 to 500 square feet at the time. They've obviously gotten so much better, but at the time, all these years, so I've always needed more than one. And then when you start adding up the price for the filter, as you have to change them, I'm not changing it just for one, I was changing it for 2. Whereas this tower, it covers a really large area. Don't quote me, I don't have the exact number. I think it was 900 square feet, if not more. But it's done a phenomenal job here in the apartment, and the apartment's about 12 to 1,300 square feet. I've gone ahead and I've sprayed some air mist to make the apartment smell good, or even perfume, cologne, anything at all, and it captures it right away immediately, and you'll see the change in the number. Again, it's a fan and purifier. You can have both on. Right now I have it set up as both a fan and a purifier, but if you just want it to be a purifier where the air is not shooting at you, you can set it up and it's in the back. So the air just flows through and you don't have it set up as a fan. Let me show you a couple features. I love the little control. It is magnetic, so if you move it around, it goes back. I love it kind of curves to the actual model itself, so it doesn't stand out at all. The control, everything is controlled through here or on the app. Super simple. The button at the top is for the information you saw at the bottom. You can set it up on certain cycles that you want, so set it up on auto. Again, this is the feature if you don't want a fan and you just want it to be a purifier. It changes the direction of the air. And if you want it on night mode. So right now, the way I have it set up, I think it's on a 3. I usually do have it set up like that, a 2 or 3, you barely hear it. At night, I usually do about a 5. Again, super silent. If I've cooked something like bacon or anything that causes any type of smoke, it's really the only time I've had it on a 10. When I compare it to my other air purifiers, it's a lot quieter. The other ones have been super, super loud. So again, I'm gonna put it back on the 3. Actually, at the end of the review, I'm definitely gonna have it a lot higher and then spinning around to clean up the quality of the air in the room or just the entire apartment altogether. The filter itself is located at the bottom, at the base of the tower. It's meant to be changed annually. Of course, it all really depends on the usage of your filter. The usage of your model. I have mine on 24/7. I really do. It's rarely ever off. Along with all my other filter or other air purifiers in the past, I've always had them running 24/7. As far as the other ones, I would always have to change them about the filters about every 3 months because it would really pick everything up. And again, I've had them on 24/7, so it became pretty costly because I needed multiple air purifiers. With this one, I do need to mention the price, and the reason I need to mention the price is also the deal with the filter. So the price on this Dyson tower fan was $749.99. So $749.99. I bought it on deal. I think when I purchased it, the deal was about $150, $200 off. So always keep an eye out for those sales. At the time when I purchased it, also came with an additional filter. So it comes with one filter already in there, so you're good to go for a year, unless you use it like I do. I may have to change it at like month 9. But they've already sent me the second filter. So if you only change it annually, again, this will let you know when it's time to change it. If you change it annually, and you get a really, you get on one of those deals, you won't have to change it again until year 3. I think the next time I'll have to purchase a filter, because I have two. I have the one in there and I have the one that they sent me. The way I use it, I may not have to change it until, towards a little past halfway through year 2, most likely. But in comparison to what I've paid in the past, it is a cost savings when I do my overall numbers. It is a sticker shock, but do the numbers that you need to. And at the end of the day, I'm actually saving some money on my end, along with the warranties that come with it and the customer service. I have mainly Dyson products. I've switched out my vacuum as well. It's now Dyson. All my hair products are Dysons, and literally the customer service is top notch. It's by far the best I've ever experienced. Turnaround time for replacement, and again, I've only had to make a change on one thing, and that's because I actually broke it, not because it broke. Turnaround time are super fast. So I'm in love with this one. Sleeping has been so much easier. The way when I wake up, my nose isn't dried or clogged. I don't feel foggy. Even when I come back into the apartment itself, the air quality in here is so much better. Awesome thing, it doesn't just stay like this. You are able to change the direction. So if you want a 45 to go around in 45 degrees, you can go ahead and change it. You could do 90 degrees, you could do 180, so side to side, or a full turnaround, and then it comes back. So the way I'm gonna go ahead and have this set up is at the 350, I'm gonna go ahead and raise the number probably to a 7, just because I have to work here in the living room, and leave that on. If you guys have any questions as far as this one, or comparison to any other one, I've purchased many different brands. The brand before this one was Honeywell, and it was a big tower looking one, but I needed something to cover, as much square footage as possible. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. I'll share whatever experience I have with these, but this one is by far my favorite all time. I'd actually purchased another one, but I really don't need another one. Again, air quality right now in Chicago, if you're here in the Midwest or even in Wisconsin, when I looked at the map, horrible air quality. Make sure to have your air purifiers on at full blast, replace your filters, whatever need be, close your windows, close your doors, and limit your exposure to the outside elements, and stay safe.